Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Neha Dangi, Assistant Professor in Commerce, Chajuram Memorial, Jat College, Hisar. By the end of this module, the students will be able to study the various challenges to organizational behavior. That is, they will study the challenge of cultural diversity. They will learn about the challenge related to demographic profile of workforce. They will know the challenge of workforce diversity. They will study the challenge of awareness about quality. They will study the challenge of stimulating ethical behavior. Now we will start with the introductory part of this schedule. The modern business is characterized by the two main features, that is liberalization of economy and globalization of economy. Liberalization of economy has cemented the path for a free economy in which there are no restrictions and one can do what wants to do. It has resulted into severe competition among business organizations, which ultimately lead to change in the styles of doing business. As a result of this change, the managers have to tackle with a lot of behavioral problems. The other aspect of the present day business is globalization. As a result of globalization, business organizations throughout the world have been affected. Many multinational corporations have come to India for doing business, and many Indian companies have gone in the foreign countries. The two types of behavioral problems have been arising as a result of globalization. Firstly, a manager from India faces a lot of problems in managing the workforce, as the workforce in other countries is very much different from that of Indian workforce. Secondly, when a manager works with a multinational company in India, he finds a different work culture and he has to change himself according to the new circumstances. Thus, in context of liberalization and globalization of economy, the challenges that the managers have to face in managing behavior in business organizations have been discussed in these modules. These challenges and opportunities are: number one, cultural diversity; number two, demographic profile of workforce; number three, workforce diversity; number four, mergers and acquisitions; number five, innovative organizational designs; number six is increasing awareness about quality; and last is stimulating ethical behavior. Now we will discuss the challenges to organizational behavior one by one. Number one is multiplicity of culture or cultural diversity. Multiplicity of culture or cultural diversity or cross-cultural dynamics means that people of different cultures will possess different patterns of behavior. It has been proved from various researches that there is no one single management principle which is applicable for all the cultures. A set of beliefs, values, and attitudes which has been shared in common by the members of the society is termed as culture. Due to possession of different cultures in different countries, the behavioral patterns would be also different in every country. Now we will study the magnitudes of cultural diversity. Multiplicity of culture exists on the basis of various magnitudes which have been discussed as: number one, socialism versus individualism. There are differences among people on the basis of socialism and individualism. Socialism is defined as the degree to which people think about good for the society or the group, whereas individualism refers to the degree to which people give importance to themselves. USA, Great Britain, Australia, Canada, Netherlands and New Zealand are the countries that follow the concept of individualism, whereas countries like Japan, Pakistan, Singapore, Colombia and Philippines follow socialism. Second magnitude of cultural diversity is alignment to authority. People always prefer a situation in which there is high alignment to authority and where authority is never evaded. On the other hand, authority is evaded by people in such situation where less alignment is provided to authority. Thus, in such a culture, people avoid lines of authority in order to achieve jobs. Third is circumvention of uncertainty. Circumvention of uncertainty or avoidance of uncertainty is defined as the degree to which people are vulnerable to unidentified circumstances and their liking for clear and definite environment. Number 4 is maleness versus femaleness. The possession of masculine and feminine characteristics or features will define the culture of the society. If there are male characteristics in a society, then there will be dominance of ego goals, money and career. On the other hand, the societies which possess feminine characteristics, more emphasis would be laid on social goals such as relationships, helping others, concern for people and overall quality of life. The most masculine country is Japan and the most feminine country is Sweden. Fifth magnitude is time alignment. Time alignment can be divided into two categories, short-term alignment and long-term alignment. People who have long-term alignment are more focused on future, give preference to long-term projects, have perseverance and are cautious. On the other hand, people having short-term alignment are more inclined towards past and present and they respect their customs and social responsibilities. Indians always think of long-term. Next comes the hurdles of cultural multiplicity or diversity. There are many hurdles or barriers in the path of acceptance of cultural diversity. We will discuss them one by one. Number 1 is ethnocentrism. It refers to the propensity to consider one's own group, culture or nation as superior or bigger to others. Ethnocentric persons consider the customs and beliefs of their group as right and others as wrong. Second hurdle is prejudice. It is defined as unfair negative attitude for a person on the basis of his or her membership of a particular group. Thus, there exists biasness and partiality. Next hurdle is pigeonholing. Pigeonholing or stereotyping is also a hurdle in accepting different cultures by the people. It refers to a set of beliefs which are being followed by all the members of a particular group. Pigeonholing is not good whether it is positive or negative because one statement can be rarely true for all the members of a group. Next is discrimination. Another barrier is not giving a person membership or a job in an organization because of the reason that he is a member of a particular group. This is known as discrimination. Next hurdle is provocation. It means verbally or physically ill-treating an individual because of his membership of a particular group. Number 6 is sexual harassment. A person when treated in an unwanted, uninvited and intimate way which obstructs a person's growth and development is known as sexual harassment or provoking a person in an unwanted way. And the last hurdle is criticism. It means giving a negative response if some group has earned power and influence which leads to fear, anger and opposite judgment. Now we will discuss the effective management and supervision of diversity. The diversity can be effectively managed by adopting various ways. These are: number 1, growth of skills of diversity. An increase in diversity skills should lay emphasis on the improving the way in which managers make an interaction with their subordinates and refining their aptitude to work with different type of people. Managers and subordinates should be provided knowledge and information regarding how people vary in the way they think, communicate and approach particular issues and situations, which will help employees in developing a strong respect for the diversity and enabling shared understanding. The second way is spreading awareness. In order to increase managers and workers' awareness regarding attitudes, behaviors, and experiences of people, diversity awareness programs should be organized at regular intervals. These programs help in providing correct information on diversity to all the members of the organization. Besides, these programs also help in reducing personal favoritism and stereotypes. Third way is multiplicity in culture. Another way of the effective management and supervision of diversity is to tie together the prosperity of differences due to multiplicity or diversity in culture. There can be many policies which can be adopted in order to accomplish efficiency in management of cultural differences. For an individual, staying and working in some other country rather than their home country and following the customs of that country can be a good policy. Besides, doing friendship with people from other nations, learning other languages, and providing language training to employees is another policy. Next is diversity in gender. There has been an increasing role of women in the working of organizations. Though the participation of women is increasing, but they are not being given good rewards for their participation. There are many ways to manage the diversity of gender. Firstly, due recognition should be given to both the sexes, whether it is a male or female. Such relationships should be developed between male and female employees working in an organization so that both of them can learn from each other's managerial styles. Secondly, there should be proper knowledge about the observed differences between male and female employees in the social circle as well as at the workplace. And finally, it is important to be cautious about gender stereotypes and escape such acts related to behavior and language which lead to negative views. The second challenge to organizational behavior is fluctuations in demographic profile of workforce. There has been a continuous change in the demographic profile of workforce in Indian organizations over a period of time. Previously, the workforce was not literate and all the activities were focused on meeting the demands of job and expectations on the basis of illiteracy. But nowadays, workforce is more educated, highly skilled, mostly fresher and have more anticipations. The demographic profile of knowledge workforce is absolutely different from other types of workforce. Due to increasing use of knowledge in the economy has been categorized as traditional or industrial economy and modern or knowledge economy. A knowledge economy refers to that economy which gains strength and power with the use of knowledge and skills of its human resources. Now we will discuss the features of knowledge workforce from the viewpoint of management. Number one is commitment to work. Knowledge workers are more committed to their work rather than the organization in which they work. This commitment of knowledge workers towards their work or profession allows update in their skills and knowledge in a continuous manner. Knowledge workers workers keep on changing their workplaces from one organization to another because of their willingness to learn more and more. This can prove to be risky from the viewpoint of an organization. Second feature is standard of living. Knowledge workers want a high standard of living. Therefore, they generally prefer to work with those employers who can provide work-life balance through their practices such as time flexibility, on-the-job care of child, sharing of job, home working, etc. Third feature is speedy response and regular rewards. Knowledge workers are very ambitious and they are always focused on their performance in order to achieve their highly set targets. That is why they are always keen to get speedy or immediate response or feedback of their performance. Besides this, they also expect regular or continuous rewards or prizes for good performance. Fourth feature is interesting and stimulating jobs. Knowledge workers are always desperate to get interesting and stimulating jobs which possess some kind of challenge, such as the use of modern technology and practices. Next feature or the last feature of knowledge workforce is autonomous work environment. Knowledge workers should be provided with an autonomous work environment in which there is decentralization, freedom of communication, good leadership, etc., so that their creativity and innovation can be increased. The next challenge to organizational behavior is diversity in workforce. According to Business Dictionary, workforce diversity has been defined in terms of age, cultural background, physical abilities or disabilities, race, religion, and sex. In the words of Rob Mackins, workforce diversity refers to policies and practices that seek to include people within a workforce who are considered to be in some way different from those in the prevailing constituency. Diversity in workforce has increased over a period of time due to various changes in the working environment. It has become a challenge for the managers to understand the nature of workforce diversity and to solve various problems and issues linked with it. The concept of workforce diversity is applicable to all types of employees working in an organization, but special attention that needs to be given to some categories of employees, which we will discuss now. Number one, lady employees. The role of women has been increasing in every sector of the economy, such as telecom, retail, banking, hospitality, etc. But female employees are also facing various problems at the workplace, such as sexual harassment, partialities against lady employees, etc. That's why female employees should be provided education and knowledge regarding fighting with sexual abuse and biasness in the organizations. They should be provided such kind of jobs which do not need long traveling, late working hours, hazardous machinery, etc. In every organization, such culture should prevail which provides equal status to both male and female employees on the basis of their performance. Second category of employee is double income families. Double income families refer to those families in which both husband and wife are working either in the same organization or in different organizations. These families mainly encounter two kinds of problems. Number one, it becomes difficult to maintain a balance between personal life and professional life. And number two is there is also a chance of having ego clashes between the husband and wife as they both focus on their careers. Therefore, in order to tackle these two problems, firstly, there should be compatibility in the jobs they choose so that there can be a balance between their personal and professional life. Secondly, they both should appreciate the point of view of each other so that the career and family matters can be managed properly. And finally, there should be adjustment regarding the working hours of both husband and wife so that the work and the personal life can be adjusted accordingly. Third category is employees of scheduled caste or scheduled tribes. The recruitment of persons belonging to scheduled caste or scheduled tribes, economically and socially backward communities has been increasing. In public sector organizations, there is reservation for such categories. Also, in private sector, stress is being given on the recruitment of persons who belong to such communities. Persons who belong to such communities encounter various problems such as class conflict between persons and other employees and perception of inferiority regarding such persons. Therefore, there is a need to provide extra opportunities and facilities to scheduled caste or scheduled tribes employees so that they can further learn and develop their skills so that intergroup behavior and conflicts can be managed. And the last category of employees is physically handicapped employees. These employees are those who are suffering from some physical disabilities such as hand and leg problems or any other kind of abnormality. Such employees face many problems such as inefficiency in job performance, lack of willpower, etc. Therefore, such employees should be given jobs which do not need any high physical efforts. The fourth challenge to organizational behavior is mergers and acquisitions. The progress of an organization can be ensured through the process of mergers and acquisitions. Merger has been defined as a process in which one organization merges with the other organization, whereas on the other hand, acquisition is a process in which the control of one organization is acquired by the other organization. After completion of the process of merger and acquisitions, there arises mainly two problems related to incorporation of human resources, which we will discuss now. Number one, variations in practices of management. The main problem that has to be dealt with is the differences in the practices of management in acquiring company and the acquired company. The basis of such variations are: number one, growth of people, high focus versus low focus. Second, performance appraisal, modern versus outdated. Third is work culture, high execution versus low execution. Number four, similarity between jobs and individuals, high similarity versus low similarity. Number five, reward, skill based versus job based. And last is contribution, high versus low or no contribution. Thus, managers have to face a big task of assimilating the people of the acquired company with the working style of the acquiring company in order to overcome the feelings of fear of losing jobs, stress and nervousness, fear of transfer to some other location, changes in salary structure, and changes in power, status, and prestige. The second problem is separation of employees from organization. The rate of turnover or separation of employees from the organization is very high in case of mergers and acquisitions because of the negatively perceived differences in the work culture of the acquiring company. Thus, the whole process of merger and acquisition has no significance if the important employees of the acquired company do not stay in the company. This kind of problem prevails in both industrial as well as knowledge-based organizations. Next challenge is innovative organizational designs. The business environment is changing at a rapid rate. Therefore, there is a need to develop some creative and innovative designs or plans for the organizations. Earlier, organizational designs were based on hierarchy, division of labor, departmentalization, and equality between authority and responsibility. But in the modern era, the nature of persons holding a job and their job profile has gone through various changes due to automation of technology. Thus, the modern organizational designs are more flexible, dynamic, and innovative as compared to traditional organizational designs. Next challenge is increasing awareness about quality. There has been a rising concern among the organizations about the quality of their products or services because of increase in competition in the market. Quality means good and standardized products and providing effective services to the customers. In order to increase the awareness regarding quality, the various practices which can be adopted are total quality management, Six Sigma approach, regular upgradation of quality, and certification of quality. By following these practices, good quality of products or services can be ensured. Next challenge is, or the last challenge is, stimulating ethical behavior. The ethical issues related to organizational behavior are of prime importance because of evolving corporate governance practices in management all over the world, including India. The ethical issues include ethics related to business, which have been defined as a set of moral principles which play a dominant role in providing guidance regarding the conduct of managers and employees in the working of an organization. These principles will decide what is correct and what is incorrect. The effect of these principles is doing only the right act and evading wrong acts. Now we will discuss why the need of ethics arise in the modern society. In the modern society, the need of ethics in organizational behavior is due to various reasons. We will discuss them one by one. Number one is legal system. Sometimes there is confusion whether a particular behavior is ethical or unethical. Therefore, to escape from such confusing situation, our society has framed certain laws in which it has been made clear which behavior is ethical and which is unethical. These laws are necessary and should be followed in all the organizations. Second reason is dominance of environment. An organization is a significant part of society, and various factors existing in the environment of the society are putting pressure on the organization to show ethical behavior. Thus, the employees which show unethical behavior should stay outside the organization, and only those employees should be kept which behave ethically. Third reason is reliability. If an organization's behavior is ethical, then there will be trustworthiness of that organization in the society. This trustworthiness or reliability of an organization will maintain its identity in a positive manner. High reliability can be attained by regular ethical behavior. And the last reason is ethical awareness. Every individual should be made aware about the ethical behavior, and they should be made conscious regarding the fact that the long-term survival of an organization depends on its ethical behavior. So, by studying this module, it can be stated that there are many challenges which an organization has to face, such as cultural diversity, workforce diversity, mergers and acquisitions, etc. These challenges should be faced properly for the survival of an organization. Thus, challenges related to organizational behavior is a concept which is of great concern in the present scenario. There are some points which are to be pondered upon. Number one is multiplicity of culture or cultural diversity or cross-cultural dynamics means that people of different cultures will possess different patterns of behavior. Number two is the demographic profile of knowledge workforce is absolutely different from other types of workforce. Number three is workforce diversity refers to policies and practices that seek to include people within a workforce who are considered to be in some way different from those in the prevailing constituency. Number four is mergers and acquisitions pose great challenges. For example, variations in practices of management and high rate of employees turnover from the organization. There is a need to develop some creative and innovative designs or plans for the organization. Next is there has been a rising concern among the organizations about the quality of their products or services because of increase in competition in the market. Next, the principles related to ethical behavior decide what is correct and what is incorrect, and the last is the effect of these principles is doing only the right acts and evading wrong acts. Thank you.